I want to express how proud I am to represent Cecil County, as well as my excitement at standing here before you delivering my first State of the County address. I have an amazing job. I love coming to work every day. We get to identify problems and then work collaboratively to fix them. As challenging as this is, I am having fun, so thank you for hiring me. I am supported by some talented folks whom I'd like to introduce. My Director of Administration, Dan Schneckenberger. My Executive Assistant and Gatekeeper, and the person you have to go through to get to me, I guess, Vivian Mina, who is not here, she's sick, so I guess I'm free today. Our County Attorney, retired Judge Keith Baines. Our Director of Human Resources, Sally Dolan. Our Director of IT, Dave Warnick. Our Director of Parks and Rec, Clyde Van Dyke. Our Director of Emergency Services, Pat Campbell. Our Director of Facilities Management, Steve Reisler. And for anybody that comes into the county building and it just looks almost brand new, Steve and his team, and they're a little downstaffed, understaffed, but they do an amazing job keeping us looking professional and shining out to people that come to visit us and making us look like we know what we're doing, even if maybe we don't. So thank you, Steve. Our Chief Liquor Inspector, Earl Bradford. Our Director of Land Use and Development, Steve O'Connor. Our Director of Community Services, Dave Trolio. Our Deputy Director of Finance and Acting Director of Finance at this point, Andrew Ondish. Our Director of Public Works, Scott Flanagan. And Scott, I want to say in front of everybody here, your people did an amazing job during our past few snow events in keeping Cecil County moving. So thank you for the incredible hard work that they did. Our Public Information Officer, RJ Royster. I don't know if she's here or not, but the newly appointed Library Director, Rachel Wright. Is Rachel here? Congratulations, Rachel. And our new Director of Economic Development, Sandra Edwards. So these folks are rock stars and vital to shaping Cecil County's future. Every day, I get to work with incredible people. Cecil County government employees are dedicated public servants. They work hard to provide essential services with integrity, competence, and professionalism. There is nobility in public service, and they have earned our respect. They certainly have mine. And I have great news to share, because last year, voters chose to recognize that public safety and quality education are the foundation of a free society, to invest in collaboration with our public schools, Cecil College, and local businesses in creating a homegrown workforce vital to our shared prosperity. Because they chose to foster a better business climate to ensure our economic health and growth, to insist that higher taxes the higher tax rates is never the answer to fiscal uncertainty. And because voters chose to demand an honest government that lives within its means, I am proud to report that the state of our county has never been stronger. We now have a unified Cecil County government, with council sharing my vision and strategic priorities of safe and secure communities, quality of life, strong community connections, financial stability, and sustainable growth. This has allowed my administration to hit the ground running and work collaboratively with council members, department directors, and our citizens in identifying problems that have held us back and craft common sense solutions that move us forward. Already, we are making headway in resolving the backlog of permit applications, as well as addressing inconsistencies and communication issues in inspections and interpretations of building codes, land use rules, and MDE requirements. By empowering our people to do their jobs and setting clear parameters and expectations, communication, and instilling the culture of how to get the yes, we have completed over 1,000 inspections and issued over 830 permits since I took office on December 2nd. Now, this is a work in progress and will take some time, but I am resolved to get this right. On the second day of my administration, we requested funds approved by the council to commission a much-needed economic development strategic plan to help us navigate our path to economic prosperity. The council also approved my requested funds to overhaul our badly outdated county government website to make it more aesthetic, user-friendly, interactive, and technologically advanced, with our target date of going live later this year. And we will be looking to expand our use of OpenGov modules to improve customer service to make your interaction with county government more efficient, transparent, and streamlined, a one-stop shop for your county needs. This expanded use of OpenGov will significantly aid data-based decision-making by my administration and county council to ensure that actions taken, budgets created, and legislation considered are based on verifiable data also available to the general public at the click of a mouse. This project will take some time and commitment, but it is paramount to achieve transparency, accountability, and efficiency expected of honest government. Under the leadership of Economic Director Sandra Edwards, we have exciting new prospects in bringing in good-paying manufacturing jobs, unique agricultural opportunities, and skilled labor in many areas of the county that will add to our tax base and significantly raise our long-term revenues to keep our tax rates low. Now, I know we've all heard the rhetoric that economic development in Cecil County largely consists of warehouses. Well, that's simply not true. According to economic overview provided by the Susquehanna Workforce Network, manufacturing is the largest industry sector in Cecil County, with transportation and warehousing all the way down at number 5. So much for that myth. The fact is, we have a great mix of industries here in Cecil County. Sandra and Sandy Turner, our tourism director, are also working with the Maryland Film Commission in exploring ways to showcase the unique landscape and culture of Cecil County and incorporate our local businesses and restaurants in this endeavor. Now, here's some fun facts. Cecil County is in the top third of population growth in Maryland. We are first in the state in terms of percentages of GDP growth, and we are a top leader in our region for job growth. Of significant interest to our chamber members, particularly small business owners, through a partnership between Cecil County Public Libraries, Economic Development, and the Upper Shore Regional Council, Northeast Library provides digital resources, equipment, and training for you to promote and market your businesses through video, photography, and podcasts with editing tools and software in the computer lab. And it's free to use. All you need is your library card. And we've been meeting with our municipal partners, and make no mistake, they are our partners in understanding their needs and rebuilding those relationships. We are working with our amazing Sheriff's Office and Department of Emergency Services to do what we must in filling the insane number of vacancies and ensuring that the folks we do hire and the ones who have stuck with us stay here because they want to and can afford to stay here. Achieving this makes our community safer and stronger. We recognize that the needs of Cecil County Public Schools have been ignored for far too long. And the urgency to properly fund education of our students cannot be overstated. As it took a while to get us in this mess, given the fiscal realities, climbing out of it won't happen overnight. But we've been working with the Board of Education to reach that first step toward recovery that is sustainable in the long term. Of course, there are challenges we need to acknowledge. According to that same economic overview, the poverty rate in Cecil County is higher than the state average. And the percentage of Cecil households receiving food stamps is higher than the state and national averages. The cost of living in Cecil County is 3.7% higher than the US average. In fact, the annual average salary and purchasing power of Cecil Countyans is way lower than the state and national averages. You think it's a coincidence that we are currently ranked 22nd out of 24 counties in school funding? We need to do better. And yet, we have to acknowledge there are clouds on the horizon. Maryland is facing a $3 billion shortfall that is predicted to double in 2 years. The answer we're hearing from Annapolis is to balance their budget on the backs of the counties, penalizing those of us who have prospered by living within our means. Under the governor's proposed budget, the state shifted an additional $1.2 million in teachers' pension liabilities to Cecil County, with $5.8 million more to local share, and now we're on the hook for $1.9 million of the state's structural deficit. The proposed elimination of the enterprise zone subsidies is short-sighted and frankly will hurt Cecil County, particularly with Bainbridge. It's one thing to hand down unfunded mandates and raise taxes and fees. It's quite another to remove the means for us to meet these new requirements while staying on our own pathway to success. It's going to take every person in this room to help with the heavy lifting and lobby our state officials to rethink the things that are not helpful to Cecil. Our CCPS partners will need to work the phones and roam the hallways in Annapolis to convince policymakers that shifting pension liabilities and increasing local share to the counties actually hurts students, since it restricts the money, what the money can be used for, which means there's less available for the specific needs of the school system, such as hiring more teachers. The chamber will certainly have its hands full in lobbying against increasing our tax burden and restoring the essential enterprise zone subsidies, at least for Cecil, where the data overwhelmingly proves that it works as intended. And we have 5,000 new jobs to back that up. And our Cecil County delegation is working hard for us and with us to mitigate the turbulence ahead. I'm sure each of them will be pounding the pavement, working their colleagues, and shouting it from the rooftops to convince those in power that Cecil County has value, and it is in our interest and the state's to keep the enterprise zone tax credits. All of this will take a lot of shoe leather, phone dialing, political markers, and coordination. It's all hands on deck. After all, we're all in this together. Regardless of how the state chooses to balance its budget, we are Cecil County and we will keep our eye on the ball. I am confident that in staying true to our values and setting a course by our compass, we will weather any storm that comes out more prosperous and in better shape than anywhere else in Maryland. We will be, as Reagan said, that shining city on a hill, that jewel at the top of the Chesapeake that the rest of Maryland will look to as an example of how to get things done. And if Annapolis does its worst, we'll adapt. as we always do, because we're Cecil County. Because of you, the state and resolve of Cecil County is strong. And I am humbled, yet proud, ready, and excited to lead our great county to new heights and improve the lives of all of our citizens. It is morning in Cecil County, and beyond those clouds, our brightest days are ahead. God bless you, and God bless Cecil County.